It's weakening Russia. It's weakening China. Europe, as usual, doesn't thank us for it, but they don't have any alternative and they're going to come along with us, seems to be the tone.
And meanwhile, you mentioned Ukraine. Again, barely on the news, Russia carried out the largest aerial attack in a 24-hour period since the start of the war, 948 drones. And the Saudis being criticized.
After Trump really insulted Mohammed bin Salman, I mean, I think...
Why do you say the words, Royce? He basically said that he doesn't want to, but he's basically got to kiss my ass, is what he said. And the Saudis are very upset about that.
Well, yes, because as you can imagine, there are cultural issues here. I mean, this is talking about somebody else's head of state in that way would be seen much, much more devastating in someone like Saudi than even in Britain, where, you know...
It's even worse than saying he's no Churchill.
It's even worse than saying he's no Churchill. And it's really weird, isn't it?
He talks like this all the time about everybody, including his own colleagues. So I think we're seeing... I loved reading this piece by this guy, Dennis Brogan, because it really felt like this is decades of American arrogance coming to a head in the form of this guy who honestly believes he is sort of some so special creature that if he says something is going to happen, it's going to happen. And I'll tell you what's really doing my head in at the moment. If you think about how many times when Gaza was top of the news every day, that we would hear Witkoff and Kushner are off to see somebody. Trump says the deal's within reach. We're now getting the same in relation to Iran, and it leads the news every time he says it. 100 minutes of him rambling about Sharpie pens and this sort of competition of sycophancy of his cabinet. It's just madness that we're dealing with at the moment. I honestly think this is a form of madness. It's a cultural madness. And it sounds to me, Roy, let me just ask you this. These people that you're talking to who don't want to accept that this is terrible for the world, is there part of them that they just don't want to think and talk about all this?
Yes, I think there's a real sense of exhaustion, but there's also a sense that America... Look, I mean, I'm being critical of America. I mean, you know, you go outside, everybody's smiling. It's many, many parts that are incredibly wealthy and prosperous as well as there being poverty. And my final thought on this, which struck me, is I was thinking a lot about Suez, because there's a weird circular argument going on here, which is the US on the one hand says the reason we had to attack Iran is it was so weak. And then they're saying, well, we can't stop now because Iran has demonstrated it controls the Straits of Hormuz. And my response is, well, it always controlled the Straits of Hormuz. And they're like, yeah, but once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. You can't allow a country like that to have control over Straits. That was what Britain, France, and Israel said with Suez.